we're going to make something fly or walk. I was just going to have you do it fly, but my wife and daughter walked in here and said that I should make things walk. So we'll do that. But to make motion, to make it look like things are happening. There is a tutorial on this in the Scratch, and you can follow that, or you can just follow this. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the cat again. And I'm going to get a backdrop. Now, well, actually, let's start with this. Let's start by getting a sprite. I'm actually going to get me a butterfly because this guy has a good. You want an animal that does motion up here, like the bear walking is a good one. The butterfly moving is a good one. The cat flying. There's another one down here with the cat flies. I'm going to take the butterfly. So I'm going to put my butterfly right about here. Now I want to make a program that causes my butterfly to flap his wings. And the way they do that in Scratch is they change costumes. So if you come up to this tab that says costumes and you press it, you'll see the butterfly has two costumes. One up, one down. Those are his two costumes. It says two costumes. And that's good. Um, Two costumes is fine. There are fancier ones. Later this week, you're going to be creating your own sprite with costumes, and you'll find that two customs are fine. They take some time, but we'll go ahead and do that, okay? So let's make him fly. Now, to make him fly is a fairly simple task. What we're going to do first is we're going to make him switch costumes. So here on looks, there's a button for next costume. Now I could say switch costume too, but honestly, I just want next costume. So if I just put that here and I click it, you'll see he changes costumes, which means I can make him fly just like this, right? So I want that action to go on forever. I just want it to do it over and over again to swap costumes. Because he only has two costumes, he's going to swap to the first, then swap to the second, then swap to the first, then swap to the second. He's going to go back and forth. To do that, I do my I'm going to do that, but I do my control, and I say, "Hey, do this forever. Switch costumes." So here I click the button. I can see, oh my gosh, my butterfly is a spasmoid. I mean, he's really going for it. It's kind of painful looking, as a matter of fact. So I need to slow him down. To do that, I'm going to add some wait time there. So if I put this here, now I've got forever, switch costume, and wait 1 second. Now I press it and it goes, now my butterfly is like too lazy. He's going to fall to the ground. So I'm going to swap this and I'm going to make it like 0.3. You can use decimals and you'll see that now I'm a little happier with this flight now. That looks like he's flying kind of, although he's got nothing there yet. So now we've got butterfly flying. Hi, butterfly. To make it look like motion, what we're going to do is not make the butterfly fly, but we're going to make other things move past him. So I'm going to go get me another sprite. Oh, sorry, didn't do this. I needed to put this when the green flag is clicked. So when they click the green flag, it'll cause my butterfly to go. I'm going to do that for every one of my sprites. That way I only got to do it once. So next thing, I'm going to go and get me another sprite, and I want a tree. So I go down here, somewhere there's a tree. You are not limited. In fact, you should not make exactly what I make. That would be silly. Uh, my I feel like my tree is a little big or my butterfly is a little small. I like my butterfly, so I'm going to make the tree smaller. So I'm going to change the tree size to about 85, and yeah, that makes me happy. I'm going to put it way down the bottom here. Now, to the tree. The tree, I want the tree to go from the left, start out on the right side, and just slowly move this way to show motion. The way they do that is by changing the tree's position. So what I'm going to do is set up. First of all, I need to set up where the trees, well, let's go with this. So I go up here to change X. Now remember, X and Y axis, X goes left and right, Y goes up and down. I want to change my X axis. So let's put this over here and we'll start with change X by 10. So when we do it, we notice the tree it's going the wrong way. Well, we can fix that pretty easy by making it -10. And then we can click it and make sure now our tree is going the right way, right? So I want it to do this a bunch. And the way I'll do that is I'll go to my control and I'll get a repeat I'm going to have it repeat a bunch of times. I'm going to put there 60 right now. So if I press that, and let's say my tree started way over here, and I press this, and it went 60 times, that looks pretty good. My tree goes over, right? Now, I don't want the tree to stay there once he's past it. I want more trees to appear. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to put this loop inside a loop, but first I'm going to put a position to start him at. I'm going to set X2. So I'm going to set X2 about, I usually do it like 300. That'll pick it right off screen. It won't go any far. So when it runs, it goes like this. So I can see my tree going across. Now, I don't want it to stop. I want to keep going forever. So I go down to my control and I say, do this forever. When you're moving stuff into other things, grab the top one and put it in there. So now it'll go forever. Now, what I do look is I'll look here and see if I think the tree stalls too long. And I think this one does. So I'm going to repeat this instead of 60 times, like 55 times. And now it instantly jumps to the other screen. It looks a little more natural. They're not stuck facial on the tree as it disappears. And of course, I want this to do it when they press the green flag. So right now I've got a pretty good program. I'm going to actually give it a name because I should have done that very early on. I'm calling it uh, my flight. Oh, I'm gonna press the green flag and see what happens when you go my flight. All right, Mr. Butterfly, he's having a good time. He's flying past the tree. Life is golden. Um, his background is kind of uber boring. So let's fix his background. Give him a better background. So we're gonna go over here to backdrops. We're gonna click backdrop one, which is just a blank white slate. We're gonna click that. Now we'll notice that costumes change to backdrops. We can click backdrops. These work just like costumes. So honestly, I just want a big blue. Let's see if I can find a light sky blue here. And you're gonna have to play with those. So I found a fill I like. There it is. I'm gonna grab a box and I'm gonna stick that box in the corner. I'll pull it all the way to the other side. Now I have noticed over time that I end up with some stuff in the corner. I end up with black. To fix that, I'm gonna just do my brush. I'm gonna make my brush huge. Mine's already at 50. And then I'll just go along the edges here and color over that little black line. I don't know why it does that, but it leaves that outline from the box. Oh, I do know why. There's an outline button. I guess I could have checked that, but that's all right. I used my brush. Now I've cleaned it up. Now I'm going to file save now. Click the save now button. Then I'm going to press the green button and we'll see the tree goes by. It looks a little better. I'm not used to trees floating in air. So I'm gonna stick some grass at the bottom. I'm gonna do a green, and I'm gonna just get myself a grassy green. That works for me. I'm gonna go right across the bottom. It's kind of cool. You'll see over there, it's going as I go. Let me erase that little lump there. Whoops. Let me Control Z on that. Ah! What did I do? Lost my mind there. Okay, that was weird. I'll go back and fix this. Grass again. I'm probably going to go into the video and edit this out so you'll never know I made a boo-boo. So I'm going to paint some grass. So now I got some grass on the bottom. And now my butterfly, it looks much naturaler. My butterfly is flying past the tree. I'm going to give one more thing to this. I'm going to introduce another element. I'm going to put a cloud up here. And one of the reasons I do that now, because trees are close, if you've ever noticed in a car, when you drive by trees, they're like shoo, 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 but the clouds just kind of hang there because they're so far away, they don't move as much. So let's go get a cloud. I'm going to stick my cloud about right here. And I'm going to make my cloud move like the tree, but I'm going to make it move much slower. So first of all, I already know I need to set X. Whoops, I'm on the wrong thing. It's easier to do this way. I'm going to set X to about 300. I'm going to then make my cloud move. What am I doing here? Sorry. I'm gonna change X by, and because my tree is moving at 10 and I knew it was negative, right? I'm gonna do this guy -2. So it moves a little breezier. And I'm gonna do that. Well, if I did this 55 times and this is 5 times less, I'm gonna have to do it 5 times much, so about 280 times. So I'm gonna repeat 280 times. I can fix it later. And I'll be changing X. It'll start out that way. And I'm gonna do this. Whoops. I'm gonna do this forever. And I want to make sure I start that when the click. So now I've done that. I'm going to save now. I'll stop that. And then I'm going to press this. So there's my cloud. It's moving kind of slowly. I'm going to watch it at the end to see what happens. Now, that was rude of the cloud to be over the top of the bee. That really bothers me. I did notice as my cloud went, I think it popped out too soon. So I'm going to change this to 285. We're going to see what it does. I'll fix the guy in a moment. So at 285, I have to restop it and restart it. So my cloud is moving a lot slower. It still kind of disappears. So I'm going to do it 290 times. Now, how do I fix the cloud where it is? Well, to do that, I make the cloud move to the back layer. So here at motion, it's actually in looks. See how I am? It's actually in looks. I want to go, I'm going to put this right here. I want to go to the back layer, to be behind everything else. Now, the backdrop itself, it can't get behind the stage. It can't get behind the backdrop. Let me stop this and restart it. Here they go. Here comes the cloud. Oh, and it's behind the butterfly. Okay, so my wife and daughter walked in and they said, well, that's neat, but put something else. So we're going to add one more sprite. I'm going to use the bear walking. And he's huge right now. That's a monster bear. He's bigger than a tree. So I'm going to change his side by about 50%. Give me about 50%. That makes me happier. And he's going to be the same thing as the bee or as the butterfly. We're going to have him do the same thing. Now, the great part is I don't have to redo that. I can go over here to butterfly. I can click on that whole thing there. Control C. I can go to the bear and I can do Control V. Now my bear, let's see what happens. So I hit stop. Let's run the program. So bear is definitely moving too slow for it. So I want him to not to go a little faster. So I'm going to change him to 0.1. Now he looks a little more natural. I'm going to change him to 0.05. Now he's cruising along. Now, here's the problem. You'll notice again the bear's in front of the tree. Now, how did I fix that? Just like I did before with when I had the cloud, I make sure that I put the bear to the back layer. Okay, and I have to stop it. Let me save it because I've done a bunch. And now I press. So now the bear's behind the tree. The butterfly is up there. The bear looks like he's moving pretty good for the ground. I've adjusted things. So that's going to be your hardest thing, is to adjust things to make them look semi-natural. So get this done. You're not supposed to use my butterfly or you can, but I'd rather you do your own things Even if they look a little funny, hey, if you want to have a shark flying through the sky, I'm easy with it. I'm up to anything. Make sure you check out other people's stuff too. All right, get working.